Good morning, good life. You're listening to Detail Therapy, episode 83, our season 4 finale.
She's an award-winning YouTuber and best-selling author, obsessed with helping you go after the life you want.
I like it.
Join her as she seeks out the stories and strategies
Give me every little detail
of extraordinary people who found success.
I'm going to get emotional. Oh my God.
Welcome to Detail Therapy with Amy Landino.
I cannot believe we are already at this point yet again. This is our final episode of season 4. And if you're familiar with how finales go on this show, then you know what's about to happen. But if you're a little bit newer, here is the rundown. Every guest that comes on to Detail Therapy is asked the same final question. And that question is, what does it mean to you to go after the life you want? To send off season 4, we will be recapping what all our featured guests said as one big motivational farewell. Before we get into it, for those of you who are new, again, hi, my name is Amy Landino and I will be your host. You can think of me as your #1 productive lifestyle and success coach. I'm the founder of Gatlu House, a resource dedicated to helping you go after the life you got it, you want. In addition to this podcast, we produce the award-winning YouTube series Amy TV, of which I also host. And I've authored 2 best-selling books, including Good Morning, Good Life, which is now available on Amazon. Links to everything will be in our show notes at our new home base on the internet, detailtherapy.online. That's all you have to do is go to your browser, type detailtherapy.online. And I would like to talk about that a little bit because I need to thank the sponsor and a great partner in season 4 of the podcast, .online domain names. We started working with them to make it so much easier for you to be able to find all the show notes for this show. So no matter if you want to find out what was linked in episode 2 or what was linked in episode 82, you can go to detailtherapy.online and get that info. It might seem silly because we need domain names all the time, but it's a detail that we usually forget or save for the last minute or don't think it's a big deal until we find out that maybe it wasn't that simple and we probably should have bought it a little earlier. But we still want something very memorable, and that's where Get.Online comes really, really handy, is being able to have that custom domain that stands out, that people remember, so you can make that brand move for yourself. New domain extensions such as .online have made it so much easier for people to do just that. And that is why we partnered with them, because we know how many creators are following along here and want to make sure that they can stand out online. So start building your brand now by registering your .online domain. All you have to do is go to get.online. And if you use the code Amy, you will get 90% off your 1-year domains. It's a huge discount. Not only do you get to save 90%, 90, but you'll also be supporting what we do here at Detail Therapy and everything at Gatlu House. Again, that's Amy, A-M-Y, at get.online. Just type get.online in your browser and check it out. Like I said, cannot believe that we have already reached yet another finale of a season of Detail Therapy. It seems like just yesterday I started this show. We have been hanging out together on Tuesdays and sometimes Thursdays since 2018, which is just awesome. So this is the end of our season 4. Just in time for a little summer vacay action. I know a lot of us are probably not going to be doing much traveling for summer vacation, but we might still take a load off in the backyard underneath our cantilever umbrella if you're someone like me, right? So that's what I'm going to be doing, and I'm really looking forward to bringing back season 5. We've been continuing to experiment with this podcast to make sure it is the most useful content for you to tune in for 30 to 60 minutes once a week or so, and take away the most you can to take action to go after the life you want. Sometimes we have people on, sometimes we don't, and I think it's just been a great learning experience, specifically this season with all of the different ways that we stretched our legs. Also, if you chimed in on the Gatlu House survey, we've learned even more, and we want to continue to improve as much as we can to bring you that value. So just so you know, we're still listening. We're still online. We're still doing all the things. Amy TV is still going. So make sure you tune in at youtube.com/AmyTV, and lots of content constantly coming out at gatlu.com. So if you're going through withdrawal, there's lots to check out. But always remember on Instagram, in the comments at Details Podcast, any ideas you have, people you would love to see come on the show and chat with me, what you want to learn from them. Always feel that you can share that with us, because we're not doing our job if we are not continuing to serve you with what you want, so you can learn how to go after the life that you want. So that's what we'll be doing. I also want to tell you, even though I think I'm telling you in advance of many, many, many other people finding out, a little bit of a sneak peek of where else we'll be spending our time at Gatlu House on the internet to bring value. And that is Amy TV Book Club. I am continuing to do Amy TV Book Club on the YouTube channel. But for those of you who are bibliophiles and are always looking forward to seeing what I'm reading, and maybe don't want to commit to the book I choose for a month, but might like to check something else out, we are moving it over, well, kind of not moving it, sharing the love more like. We're going to be posting more often about it on its own Instagram account. So if you head over to Amy TV Book Club at AMYTV Book Club on Instagram, we're going to be posting all kinds of fun reading goodness. And I know that this is coming just in time for lots of people who love to crack open their Kindle or get something on Amazon, a paperback, maybe even a hardcover, so that you can enjoy a little bit of reading time during your summer vacation. Remember, make it fun. Read something you actually enjoy and quit the things you don't. And that is why we'll be sharing a lot more books that I recommend and have been reading myself, and also like super truthful recommendations, by the way. In the next episode of Amy TV Book Club, there was one in there that I was like, I quit it. But I'm going to be honest with you, and I definitely want to share the love, and I would love your recommendations for authors as well. So to the bibliophile creators that are following along, just so you know, that's what's happening over there. So wanted to give you the heads up, because we are taking a break, and I felt like I didn't want you to go without that information. So go over to Amy TV Book Club and follow along on Instagram if that suits you. But now it's time to bring season 4 of Detail Therapy to a close. Get ready to hear from Ryan Holiday, Judy Holler, James Clear, Matthew Kimberly, Jess Dante, Tim Kite, Andrew Lewin, Erica Cruz, Meg Kearns, Natalie Ellis, and Marissa Sergi. To all my friends of Detail Therapy, what does it mean to you to go after the life you want?
I mean, I think that's what you were put on the planet to do, right? Like, so it means everything. Like the idea of like, this is what I was meant to do. If I don't do it, what am I doing? So it feels right.
What does it mean to you, to me, to go after the life you want? In my opinion, that means to be brave enough to get uncomfortable and experiment with your fear regularly in order to earn a comfortable life. I once heard a quote. It's by Jerzy Gregorek, and I think he's an Australian weightlifting champion. And he says, easy choices, hard life. Hard choices, easy life. You want an easy life, you got to be willing to do the uncomfortable regularly. And that's how you walk into the life you deserve.
Yeah, it's a great question. I think it comes back a little bit to what we talked about earlier, this idea of like taking action. To go after the life you want means to not only envision it, but to actually act upon it. And so I think, obviously I'm biased to talking about making things a habit, but even if it's not a habit, it needs to be at some point an individual choice. And so I think I would probably summarize it as saying to go after the life you want means that you have a bias toward action, that you are daily biased or inclined to act upon the ideas that you have and not merely theorize about them.
It means that you do it on your own terms, but you also can have your head hit the pillow at night and say, I'm the kind of person I'm happy to spend time with.
It means to me, basically freedom, the freedom to be able to make my own decisions for how my business is run and for how I work and where I work from and what hours I work, and the freedom to try new things or decide not to do something that I don't think that will work.
Well, I think, Amy, from this, you know the answer to that question. And what it means for me is doing what I'm doing. I mean, I when my alarm goes off in the morning, my mission is to go teach this stuff to as many people as I possibly can, whether it's a live workshop. Right now, a lot of Zoom workshops with clients, writing blogs on my website or Twitter, 2 Minutes with TK, which are these videos that are out there that we do, which people can check out on YouTube. But it's doing this work every day, serving people, helping people apply these skills to their life and be a little bit better every single day. Me doing that is what my life is about.
I'm going to say one thing on it. It's legacy. When I first started my career, as I mentioned before, I wanted to leave something behind, and making sure everything that I go after, that going after life, is to create that legacy. So it means the world to me to get to that point. And I've done everything. I've gone out on my own. I've worked different jobs. I've actually switched. I'm not even in a marine conservation career anymore, just so that I can continue on with that legacy. Because the podcasting for me has been, the biggest change, the biggest change that I've had in marine conservation that I could ever have, that I think I could ever have. And that's continuing to grow. So everything I do to do that is all for going after the life I want. That's everything I do is to go after that legacy. So it means the world to me. Like I'm empty without it.
Yeah. So to me, that means to take ownership of your own life. And that means your thoughts as well as your actions. So the way I like to think about it is you are the CEO of your life. And it's okay to have a board of directors helping guide you. But many times we let those people make key decisions. But growth and fulfillment, they don't come from doing what others tell you to do. It comes from doing what truly brings you joy. So I would encourage people to start to observe themselves with curiosity. Like when you start dating somebody, you're so curious about them. So start to date yourself. Like what gets you excited? What kind of books, what kind of movies, what conversations light you up? How can you start to listen to that internal voice and quiet out the external voices so that you can know what life you want to go after?
I've always been preparing for this question because I think about it so often. Going after the life that I want means being unapologetically clear and excited and motivated to be the best person that I want to be in creating the life that I want to have in the way that I want to have it.
To me, it means taking really aligned action every single day.
Just being fearless. I feel like we only have one life. Why hold yourself back with fear? Just go do it. Show up. Ask that question. Go for that raise. Go for that dream life. And I feel that for me personally, fear has been the most crippling thing, and just really telling myself to go for it has really helped me get to where I'm at today. And I'm just so grateful that I'm able to have some of those nuggets of wisdom, which my father taught me when I was very young.
And that is a wrap for season 4. What was your favorite piece of advice that you heard today? Come on over to Details Podcast on Instagram and leave a comment on our latest post. I am so grateful to you and to all of our guests this season for your time. I acknowledge you for it and for tuning in and for continuing to make this show so much better season over season. That's all for today. Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate it. As always, remember, subscribe for good vibes, kiss the ones you love, and go after the life you want. Cheers. Whee!